Hey everyone, we're doing some rapid fire Q&A. Firstly, I appreciate Natural Stacks. You sent me out a bunch of really great products. I did get your shipment. I'm really enjoying it so far. One product particularly is this dopamine brain food. This is a really good product. I believe that for productivity, to have something with a good mixture of like B12, L-Tyrosine, L-Phenylalanine, which is not only going to help you with for focus, but mood as well, is really going to help you because it's versatile. It's something you can use in the morning as well as in the afternoon. But hey guys, I'm hoping to get some rapid fire Q&A. It's been a while since I've done one of these live streams. This is unplanned. So feel free to just drop your questions. And I'm hoping to reach a lot of the viewers out there in Asia, whether you're in India, Philippines, Australia. Wrap up your questions. I got 56 comments to respond to because as you all know, I'm pretty committed to responding to all the comments across my channel. And I apologize if sometimes they're in a rush, but that's my intention really, guys, is to treat every subscriber like you're the only subscriber. So feel free, just if you ever want to get a hold of me, just, you know where to find me. Really just comment on the video and I'll be sure to get back to you. Yes, it is so late, but I woke up from a nap and I was like, hey man, I need to connect with my viewers because I miss you guys. By the way, it's a long weekend. If you want to work, that's completely fine. I'm gonna work tomorrow. I remember back when I was really grinding, like I think a few years straight, I was pretty much 24/7, and that's okay. I mean, don't let people judge you and tell you that you need to take time off. Just do what's best, and ignore those voices. Kind of follow your inner path, if that makes sense. So what is going on, guys? Who is up in here? Tolkera, Tolsera, Dominic Ochal. You are my favorite channel, or favorite channel. That's funny. And I'm gonna jump into some questions. Somebody was asking for an SSRI replacement. Oh my gosh, that depends. Generally speaking, though, if you want a mood uplift, I really like rhodiola rosea and L-Tyrosine together. Just the issue with those is they have a very acute effect, so you need to be taking them several times, probably like 2 or 3 times a day for it to actually work. Better off fasted or better off like right in between meals versus worth a meal. All right, somebody says, I just subscribed to you. I'm lost in the world of extreme anxiety, nervousness, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, memory problems, and more. They says, any tips or advice? Yeah, the OCD, ADHD, depression, nervousness, really just stick to something and be constant. I think you need to keep things super, super simple. Find the root of the problem. It's probably outside of nootropics, quite honestly. Do some mindfulness, meditation. If you want to look at like research itself, strategically using caffeine can make a big difference. There's been studies done on this, and it's like people who consume coffee were, I mean, far less likely to have any sort of depressive episodes or just help them to get out of those instances of having symptoms of depression in the first place. People are asking about, guys, we have 9 people up in here, but I don't know why nobody wants to ask a question. That's okay. I'll jump through the comments. But who's up in here, guys? We got 9 people. Don't mind giving this thing a like. Hopefully we can get some people. It's going to be a short one. We're going to go for 20, 30 minutes. And let's get some questions up in here. All right, somebody says, do you get a buzz like oxiracetam when you take it the first time? Oxiracetam, yes, you do get a buzz. That's why I like it over aniracetam, piracetam, and praviracetam. You feel that alertness, but thankfully with that alertness, it makes you aware of the fact that it's working. However, after about a few weeks, the oxiracetam awareness, so to speak, kind of goes away. So I would recommend like 3 weeks on, 1 week off is a good place to start. Vishal says, can I take choline and inositol together? Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. It also just depends what type of choline, because with choline, if you're taking the Tartrate, you probably won't notice anything happening from it because it's very, I mean, it's such that if you're having a very low choline diet, if you're not eating a lot of fats, then maybe you'll notice something. If anything, your memory may be slightly better. You'll feel pretty much sharper. I wouldn't see why you would want to. I would recommend, honestly, just take some alpha GPC. That seems to work well with most people. And yeah, Natural Stacks, you sent this great product out to me, and I know that a few of your blends do have alpha GPC, which I can really appreciate because, I mean, alpha GPC, guys, this is like a no-brainer. I think it's one of those nootropics out there which are going to help you just for overall energy. Everybody wants to have a better work ethic, and we can all relate to waking up, feeling really productive, and then the end of the day, discipline goes down, willpower goes down, and our our faculties are kind of shut down for the most part, right? Hello, bro. What's going on, guys? Grinding a video. What should I look out for when purchasing lion's mane? I read out there that there are a lot of low quality products on the market. The extremely flammable, that's true. With lion's mane, just be very careful. What I would recommend you do is get the 8-to-1 mushroom extract. You're going to see other extracts. You're going to see 1-to-1. You may even see the 12-to-1. You can't really go wrong with the Nootropics Depot 8-to-1 mushroom extract. I like taking 300 milligrams 2 to 3 times a day. Some people report 500 milligrams twice a day. But because with lion's mane, you get this subtle, you have this subtle effect of decrease in anxiety, kind of lower inhibitions. You feel kind of more, just more able to connect with people. And that's why I prefer spacing it out. With lion's mane, what's cool is you can't really take too much, or that's been my experience. There's been times when I've taken I think accidentally I've taken 2 or 3 grams in one day, and just, fine. You're just in a better mood. Doesn't really hurt you for the most part. 8-to-1 is so expensive, but I'm going to buy it. That's nootropics. I think about that all the time and just play that battle of going back and forth. Is this stuff worth it? Is it worth it? What's worth it? What's not? Who else is up in here, guys? The extremely flammable. So make the best use of your lion's mane in the first place. So what that looks like is reduce your caffeine intake if you can. The more stimulants you take, the less you can say observable the effects would be, because you take a lot of stimulants, you take a lot of stuff, meds, you can't really notice nootropics working in the first place, right? That's just what it is. Lion's mane, though, really great stuff. I don't plan on going off of it. And I've really been cycling on and off of the adaptogens lately. I've been taking time off Bacopa. I've been taking time off ashwagandha and sometimes rhodiola. But the more often I do that, the more I can see that these are just going to go in my stack and there's no way around it. I love the stuff for just a general mood uplift. It's very strong. So those are my 4 favorite adaptogens. Adaptogen defined is a supplement used to help you manage stress, decrease stress, be able to hold and tolerate more stress. Rhodiola rosea, Bacopa, ashwagandha, and I consider lion's mane to be one of them. 4 very, very strong nootropics. You're obviously going to have common sense to weigh the pros and the cons, look at your budget. But you can't really go wrong. I think most people don't notice any adverse effects. And guys, don't mind giving this thing a like. We got 14 people up in here, and keep on dropping your questions. Who's up in here? Dominic, Tolkera, Vishal, the extremely flammable. Nice to see some new names up in here. Little Daily, hello, bro. Abdullah, Mind Conscious is mine. What a name. Who else is up in here? The Fluffy Full, Colin. All right, cool. Let's go hit some questions. Good alternatives to caffeine. Is that a question? Good alternatives to caffeine, phenylpiracetam, and aphenols for workouts. Ooh, that's a good one. I would think that over anything, it would probably be phenylpiracetam. When I take phenylpiracetam, I notice I don't really need caffeine as much, but I still do use it. And then when you take phenylpiracetam along with caffeine, you'll notice you're too stimulated. I mean, as far as your strength is concerned, you'll be very strong, but your mind will just be racing. I find just between workouts, I can't even listen to music. I'd rather listen to an audible. It's a very strange type of focus. It's not that tunnel vision focus that you get with caffeine and L-Tyrosine. So that's why I prefer those. What else we got up in here? And then as far as the aphenols for the workout, I've not found the aphenols be too helpful when it comes to strength, but more so for focus, because what you're going to get from the aphenols like modafinil, armodafinil, adrafinil, you have that mood uplift. When you're in a better mood, you're going to be more optimistic with your weight training. I mean, I'm not the strongest today. I did some chest, and I got incline dumbbells, and 65 pounds each hand, and I got like 13, 14 reps. I didn't use the aphenols, but if I would have taken modafinil, I think I would have tried the 70s, whereas just one of those things, right? You have that unreal optimism. So if it helps you, good. But as far as performance, not really. Especially for those of you who do a lot of cardio and you run, I would actually say that caffeine is far better than phenylpiracetam or any of the aphenols, because at least you know what to expect. But when you're combining things like phenylpiracetam and modafinil and caffeine, just be very careful. Like your heart it'll really ramp up. I took yohimbine last week, and it was very uncomfortable taking yohimbine for the first time after a long time. Yohimbine, very good nootropic though. it'll induce a euphoria like no other. So I don't promote it because depending on where you are, it can be pretty hard to get. Can we take ghee for choline? I don't know. That's a good question. Are you out there in India? Nuprazine A using 2 days last night. Woke up 3 in the morning. Most insane, vivid dream spaceships in the sky. ETS. LOL. WTF. What the hell? That's funny. Guys, I'm just going to grab something for you. What do you guys know about aromatherapy? I got one of these humidifiers. We got this place here called Sage. So you can put these essential oils into the humidifier and it omits a particular air scent, whatever, just to help you with your mood. So this one's called Elevate. I'm liking this stuff. I just have it going up in the house. It lasts for 6 or 7 hours. It'll cover about 600 square feet. Does the stuff work? I don't know, but the smell makes you kind of out of your head. I find that I can't. Just generally, we're all in our head. We're all thinking about things, good things, bad things. Our minds are somewhat cluttered, and we're always doing our best to lower the number of thoughts we have. You have that nice smell going on. It kind of helps. So this is one I really like. This is Elevate. The actual humidifier itself costed about $80. These being $20 each, and it's like it basically works like you fill it up and then you put in 5 or 6 drops. So I got that one, and then I also got Peaceful Slumber. This thing is really helping my sleep. Probably placebo. Honestly, I'm openly saying it. Yeah, it likely is a placebo. But how this thing works, it works for 7 hours. You put in 5 drops into the humidifier, puts in some sort of scent out there that should help you with sleep in some ways. There's so many different sleep hacks out there. Do they work? What I'm doing right now before sleep, my routine is like I take Tribulus, I take zinc, magnesium, turn off all my lights, blue lights, phones on airplane mode, phones the hell away from me. Setting my alarm, and I'm using a weighted blanket. Another one, which is probably placebo, but get a weighted blanket. It will just lock you down. I don't know if there's benefits with serotonin or having a deeper sleep. All that I know is I'm getting dreams. So dreams generally being a good sign that you're getting the benefits from sleep, whether it's like, all the benefits you want to get, like the, rejuvenation, the restoration, memory consolidation, all that good stuff. And mood. Guys, if you're in a bad mood, I'm telling you, it's most likely it's something with your sleep. Just go take a nap. I feel like naps are so underrated. And shout out to Neurohacker Collective. They're going to send me out some good stuff, which I'm going to review. People who have the products Quillian. People still often ask on the channel, what's the best nootropic blend out there? It's going to be Qualia. You can't go wrong with it. It's just, honestly, it's expensive. It's not for people who are students, probably. It's more for higher performance people, entrepreneurs, somebody that can really spend that type of money and be able to justify it. What else is going on up in here? The Fluffy Fool says, I don't know why, but lion's mane is making me super irritable. It's probably something that you're taking with or that you're not taking it with. I would recommend you use some choline with it. And I think olive oil really helps, especially for people who are experiencing irritability. Generally, it's going to come down to some sort of imbalance with your macros. So look at your fat intake. I think your fat intake should be like at least 25 to 30% of all your calories, probably 35 if better. Generally speaking, that's what's going to get you in a good mood. For those of you that are vegans, be very careful with that. Where I see a lot of vegans, vegetarians go wrong is you're not getting enough fat in your diet. Guys, I'm all for avoiding animals if that's what you choose to do. Stick to fruits, stick to vegetables, stick to beans. Just be conscious that these are just carbohydrates with trace amount of proteins. They're not going to have that much fat in it. So you have to just consciously add oils, add nuts, walnuts, Brazil nuts, get some omega-3s, and your irritability should be somewhat resolved. But irritability is it's a good sign that something's likely off with your nutrition. I have found that the racetams have made me a little bit more irritable, and that's why it's important just to look at your water intake. I had one of these today, and then I refilled it. Get a mammoth mug and just make it your intention, guys, and help out your parents too, because everybody, I think you can relate. You want your parents to be healthy, be lively, and get them to drink water, because I know for my mom anyway, she's not watching this, but I was talking to her today and I said, Mom, you got to be drinking more water, right? Supplements, a lot of supplements out there, they're going to actually cause you to have an increased need for water, specifically creatine. Look out for that for all of you that are consuming creatine. If you don't drink enough water and you're going to need to drink more water, then what's going to happen is you're going to be super irritable. Bro, have you taken MCT oil? Okay, cool. We finally got some questions up in here because I've been rambling on and talking like a seminar, just hoping that we get some questions. So, how many daily can we take modafinil maximum? That's a good question. What do you mean maximum? For me, 100 milligrams does the job. I've only gone a few times when I've taken 200 milligrams. I got a huge mood boost. End of the day was good, but I just found that end of the day I like to kind of just just goof off like a normal person and be able to talk to people. But modafinil doesn't allow me to do that. It makes me want to be super productive, makes me want to work on my passions like these channels. I mean, some people out there go 300 milligrams, 400 milligrams of modafinil. So it's going to depend on different factors. It'll depend on your age, your weight, your sensitivity to nootropics, and as well just generally what's going on with your health. If you're somebody that's sleep deprived, then you're likely going to notice some sort of benefit with modafinil. But then again, modafinil, I find that when I'm sleep deprived, it helps me be somewhat functional. And when I'm say like refreshed and I've had a good amount of sleep and then I use modafinil, I find like my creativity is way up. There's been a few times when I've come up with systems and I've had the energy and the focus to follow through with them that they've made a really good compounding effect that I can go back on to a particular time when I took that modafinil, I created that system and I'm still benefiting and getting the awards from it. Simple things like this channel and the general maintenance of it. And guys, we got 26 people here, but not enough likes. You want to show your support? It's free. You just click like. And I'm going to, again, just make an intention, just do my best to connect with all of you. I know you guys can write some really long comments on my videos, and I apologize. I've been skipping through, but I'll do my best. It just really comes down to time. In the grand scheme of things, I want to be able to connect with everyone, right? And make this channel such that I enjoy it and I enjoy connecting with everyone here. And I really apologize if I talk too fast. I have to just keep in mind the majority of viewers here are, young 20s. I think the studies show that the young 20s, I think we all speak a little bit faster now and we're dealing with lower attention spans. So my bad for all of you that have to watch me at 0.5 speed. So what about Noopept? Colin, what about Noopept? I'm referring to your comment about 5 minutes ago. What should be taken with L-Tyrosine for a synergistic effect? Phenylalanine, caffeine, yohimbine, even N-acetyl L-Tyrosine. That may sound crazy, but I noticed some good things from mixing L-Tyrosine with N-acetyl L-Tyrosine because N-acetyl L-Tyrosine, I like it, but it's very short lasting. So this way you get the benefit of having that short lasting effect of N-acetyl L-Tyrosine and then the L-Tyrosine to kind of carry it through. And then what you'll notice from that is just really good mood boost. It's really nice. I like that L-Tyrosine. Your mood is improved, whereas with caffeine, your mood is improved, but your judgment is sort of impaired. There's like a lot of tasks which I just know for a fact now that I don't function. I would function better without caffeine, you can say. I hate to say it, but caffeine, it could just make you dumb sometimes. It's just the truth. What kind of vitamins do you take daily? Have you found anything that works like nootropics, like B vitamins? Sam Fisher, what kind of vitamins do you take daily? Oh my gosh. The racetams, the adaptogens, I take energy boosters, and I take things that I don't know if you would call nootropics. Fish oil, magnesium, zinc, vitamin B. How many maximum days can I take? Little Daily, you're asking me these questions related to modafinil, of which I cannot answer. I apologize. I want you to succeed in whatever you're trying to do, but I'm not the person that you ask for specific modafinil questions like. So guys, let me know if you're a new subscriber and I'll give you a thumb up. More videos for stacks, bro. Okay, cool. I can notice that. Colin says Noopept against anxiety. No, I think that Noopept would actually make your anxiety go up because Noopept, what's so is it's going to make you focus better. So it's going to depend on what kind of anxiety you're referring to. If it's a social anxiety, I noticed that with Noopept, my social anxiety was actually higher, but I was so motivated that I just didn't give a crap because when you're so motivated and you think so big, you don't even care about your anxiety. It's like, faith is in the driver's seat versus fear. You just don't care about your fears. You're more focused about the end result that your anxiety almost builds you up because it's about, make anxiety your friend. Make anxiety your friend. That trigger your mind and do some self-hypnosis to make you understand that when I get anxious, this is just a good sign, right? And then you get that feedback. Shuaib says, have you tried MCT oil? Yeah, there's been studies done on this. Maybe 10 to 20% of people don't respond that well to MCT oil, of which I believe I may be one of them. But I'm also somebody that I found fats which work for me, and I know which fats maybe don't do so good for me in terms of energy levels, right? So MCT oil, give it a shot. I'm not somebody that was so crazy about MCTs or brain octane oil or bulletproof coffee. Michelle Monger, have you heard of NutriBurst liquid vitamin? No, but I don't mind looking it up. But tell me more about it, or just pop in one of the links here if you don't mind, and I can look that up for you. NutriBurst liquid vitamin. And guys, who else is up in here? Let me know and keep popping your questions. We'll get this going for 10 minutes or so. So I'm gonna look at this NutriBurst. It just looks like a general vitamin. I'm not sure what it is, but perhaps you can tell me a little bit more about it. Just keeping in mind all the people here, I'm not going to go deep into that question, Michelle. I hope you can forgive me. Little Daily, have you tried LSD or mushrooms? Yes. Bro, it's 4 a.m. Where in the world are you? I'm in Toronto, man. I took a long nap and I'm just awake and I'm thinking about you guys and I'm thinking about all my subscribers and keeping in mind that you may not be in North America. You may be elsewhere. And I appreciate all of you more than you know. You guys are like the friends which I wish I could see in real life. Where I use ASMR videos for sleep. Okay, cool. Ronnie says, lion's mane gives me vivid dreams. I don't normally dream. That's one sign that lion's mane is working. Usually it's a bad sign because what so is with lion's mane. A lot of people report getting the bad form of lion's mane and realizing that they're getting really bad dreams, intense dreams, dreams that they want to forget. So good sign that, hey, maybe you should just switch your brand of lion's mane. Okay, cool. We got a bunch of questions up in here. Guys, I'm scrolling back up. The extremely inflammable, Little Daily, Kishore, Vivi, what up? Someone says, happy belated birthday. Thank you very much. I'm feeling truly blessed to be 29. Do you know why Alcar or Alpha GPC or too much cholinergic can give me brain fog? Because you're taking too much of it, Sirwan. With Alpha GPC, it's a nootropic that you got to find your sweet spot for. It's such that you may be better off just trying small doses, 100 milligrams, 150 milligrams. Alpha GPC, what to expect? Better work ethic. But if you're somebody that isn't working much or you don't see yourself in a particular phase of your life when you're experiencing a lot of stress, then you won't notice it working. I mean, for those of you that are working 10, 12 hours a day and you're questioning, how do I get more hours in the day or how do I deal with this amount of stress? Alpha GPC is for you. But if you're somebody you would consider yourself kind of coasting, I don't really think that you would notice Alpha GPC working and be cautious of taking too much of it. Which vitamins do you take daily, or do you on and off or not take anything daily? Little Daily, that's funny. His name is Little Daily, and he's like, what vitamins daily? Do you do this daily? Do you not do this daily? I'm glad you switched from plastic bottles. That's funny. Hey, I'm no comment. You are right. Your eyes look like you're high, bro. Sleep deprivation. Well, I'm sober, I think, unless you consider nootropics otherwise. I found mixing. Yeah, no, I didn't sleep too well last night though, but I'm okay. I'm good. Unless I don't seem like my normal sharp self, or I like to think that I'm somewhat sharp. Creatine makes you so thirsty for the first 2 weeks you take it. Yeah, that's true. Good sign that it's working though. If you don't know that, if you're not sure whether creatine is working, signs to pay attention to are number one, weight gain. Within a week, you should be about 3 to 4 pounds heavier, no matter how heavy you are, whether you're 150 pounds or you're 250 pounds. Notice that you should pick that up, and your energy should be better. Not only when it comes to just weight training or cardio, but overall energy. When you're on your feet, you should find it takes less effort. Simple things like going up and down the stairs, pretty effective that way. And then some like mood face action. You should notice like some definition loss. So that's why bodybuilders, they'll typically cut creatine prior to a show, or they'll just really know how their body responds to creatine and they can play with their water intake and such. I found mixing Ardvigil and fennel makes me very creative and very aggressive. Creativity is something that I'll surely be talking about more. I don't know if it lights you up, but I'm really interested to see what nootropics can do to kind of open up your mind more. So will a Drapinal work instead of Modafinil? It's very possible. With the Drapinal, what I don't like is that I get this irritability from it, to which Modafinil, it's not that bad. With Modafinil, you will get the irritability, but with Modafinil, I found if you just conscious of taking breaks, like every 2 hours or so or 90 minutes, do something like a 10-minute meditation, take a nap, take your dog for a walk. That's what I do. Those are my three good breaks that I I mean, anytime I stop taking breaks, I go a week without taking like intentional breaks in my day, I always lose productivity. So no question about it. Put some breaks in there, even if they're 5 minutes. Guided meditation, I like taking a nap with like a light and sound machine works well. And again, just walking in the nature. There's some really cool studies done on that. Just walking in nature, avoiding noise pollution, turning your damn phones off because we're always being stimulated. There's so much information out there. I think we are in the information age. And shout out to Tim Ferriss in that wonderful book that he talks about it well. It's a good book. You want to learn about passive income, building systems, living a really fulfilled life where you could be somewhat balanced. Tim Ferriss, The 4-Hour Workweek. It's talked about a lot, but it's got some good principles. I implemented a lot of stuff from this book, actually. Started using freelancers, people in India and Philippines who help me with my work, edit my videos, just with my general work when it comes to selling homes. As most of you know, Nootropics is not my job. This is my side hustle that I absolutely love and I'm so passionate about. But I'm a salesperson for the most part, /marketer /entrepreneur. What nootropics do you recommend for older people for general brain health? Blueberry extract is really good. And then, I mean, supplements, you can say like vitamin B, vitamin C, glucosamine for their joints, and fish oil. You can't go wrong with fish oil. Resveratrol is good too. And look up alpha lipoic acid, also known as ALA, alpha lipoic acid, also RALA, which they actually have it here in one of these products that I got from this bad boy here, Mitochondrial Energy by Mitogen. So this has a nice blend of sibutramine, R-lipoic acid. Just be careful when it comes to alpha lipoic acid. It's one of the best supplements out there for anti-aging, but if you take too much, you're going to notice like a blood sugar drop. You'll be very lethargic. So be sure to take that with a meal or 15 to 20 minutes before a meal. And apple cider vinegar, yeah, don't underestimate that. You guys probably, if you live in a good household and your parents are somewhat health conscious, they're having some apple cider vinegar here and there. I'm a believer in that. Just take a shot of it. It's very easy to forget. It doesn't taste too bad. But good for you for looking out for your parents, because we got to do that. Farhad, what is up? What's up? Good to see you up in here. Yes, been thinking about getting my parents a lion's mane. Is this a live stream dedicated to helping our parents? That'd be sweet. We can send them a transcription of it. What are your thoughts on 9-MBC? Never heard of it. You can tell me more. Kratom, yay or nay? I'd say nay. Just there's more bad than there is good on it. Simply, I don't know a lot of people that have used Kratom long term, or if they do, they're just very intelligent people, but they are also people who choose to avoid a lot of nootropics. I think if you try enough nootropics, you can understand why Kratom isn't something that you should, or you may want. I wouldn't say should. Bro, I think, hi, Vibav. Rawat says, hi, it's been a long time no talk. I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad to see you again. It's nice seeing that some of you have your pictures up in your Google thing. I mean, if you're not a YouTuber, I wouldn't, or you're not using Gmail so much, I can understand why not. But guys, put a picture on your thing. It's cool. How creatine monohydrate acts as stimulant, others interact with it. I think your question is, does creatine monohydrate act as a stimulant? Not really. It's like asking the question of, do carbs act as a stimulant? Not really. It's just energy boost, because calories are going to be giving you energy. Does it make you stimulated? I like to think of stimulant as something like a neural thing that will just make you more alert in an artificial type of way. So not really. I mean, I can take creatine before bed and it doesn't disrupt my sleep. Others may disagree with me on that. ASDFGH123 says, what nootropics to get rid of social anxiety and other people? He asks, look at this question by Mr. ASDFGH123, and that's what I'm going to call you because I love your name. ASDFGH123. It's like he just went on his keyboard and made a name. What nootropics to get rid of social anxiety and what nootropics to get rid of other people? I don't know the nootropics to get rid of other people. Social anxiety, avoid the first thing is look at your stack and just throw your whole stack away if you have one, and start up with ashwagandha and start off with lion's mane. And I think you may be in a place where you're more calm. You won't have so many thoughts that are intruding you anyway, and you can better connect with people and then see how those go. Is this a real gold watch? No, this is not even that expensive. It's a Hugo Boss watch that my uncle actually gave to me, and his birthday was yesterday. And yeah, it's a nice functional watch. Shout out to Ro because you gave me a compliment on this functional watch. I've been meaning to buy like a nice watch, like probably like a nice Rolex if I can find one with a good dial. But I lose things too often to be able to justify buying something like that. Like one of my favorite pens was a Mont Blanc pen my parents gave to me for graduation. I lost it and I just felt horrible about it. Need to get one more of those again. Now I just use that Apple Pen because the Apple Pen, even the damn Apple Pen, I already lost this thing once. And now I use it in a case because my dog almost bit the hell out of it. These are cool, guys. Get an iPad Pro. It's a good investment. So let's try to get not too off topic, even though it's fun. No Do's used to be great these days. Do they still make those? Tinfoil hater, I'm not really sure what your question is there. All right. Cherian Capin says modafinil plus MCT plus caffeine combo. Good combo. I mean, depends how you're using it. If you're using it, I mean, with that stack, the way in which I would use it is that I would use caffeine either like an extended release, or if you're looking for the cognitive function, you'll probably benefit more by spreading out your caffeine intake. There's most of the research or just anecdotal reports show that if you're looking for the benefit from caffeine, you're better off having like a low dose several times during the day versus just one dose at the beginning of the day. So that's why people like coffee. I mean, you're sipping on it. It takes you what? So like the half-life of coffee and the way it's in your system is going to last for a very long time versus you just have like a pre-workout in the morning. Sure, you get the energy and you get the caffeine rush, but then with modafinil, it can make it such that you may be too stimulated with it in the first place. So I wouldn't recommend it. Little Daily Bro, WhatsApp number, please. I'm not disclosing my WhatsApp. I don't even disclose my email address yet. I'm getting emails from people, and that's okay if they're, if it's something beneficial. But I don't want to be spammed by people telling me, Mike, I know how to build your Instagram. Pay me. I know my Instagram is flawed. Like I have 100 followers on that thing. Like you don't need to tell me my Instagram is flawed, right? It's all about ready, fire, aim, not ready, aim, fire, ready, fire, aim. When I first started making videos, it was like 2016 real estate videos. Man, I got so much hate. Like just everybody, man, Mike, why didn't you make your videos like this? Why didn't you rehearse? Because I knew if I rehearsed, it would just take up so much time and I want to move on. What is your best? Why do you not like Jinko Biloba that much? Very simply because it doesn't do much for me. Sorry. And hey, that's just me, right? So it may work for you. I'm not recommending away from it. It's a healthy supplement. A lot of people do notice getting good results when they're studying with it. You guys are great though. I appreciate all these questions. Just talking to you guys gives me a lot of energy. So thank you for that. And agree with you. What do you think of this? Bro Pain. Hold on. I'm just scrolling back up. Michelle Monger, Tan May, Bardwaj, ASDFGH, Little Daily. Who else is up in here? It'd be nice to see some questions from people that I haven't seen a question from yet. And I'm just going back up. I lost where I was. Wow, you're live now. Hi. Hi, good morning. You can enjoy this with your breakfast or not because you may be intermittent fasting. Okay, here, I've got back to questions. What is your best stack for focus and energy at the same time for a long duration? Ooh. My best stack would be going ahead with the whole day of work and using adaptogens strategically. So somewhere about, like you can say 4 hours into the day of intense work, I'd be using rhodiola rosea, ashwagandha, and bacopa. And then lion's mane if you have it as well, some pramiracetam and some oxiracetam. And then as a good base, some paracetam. And then I find the same thing works about 4 hours after that. Combine that with like a meditation and a nap, and then you're gold. Like you want to talk about working like 15, 16-hour days, just talk to me about that. And that nootropic stack is going to differ a lot more than a general 1 or 2 nootropics. That's when you really got to start looking at stacks, because if you're taking a couple nootropics, they'll help you. But when you're encompassing the whole day, it's like everything's intertwined. And that's why you just need to nail the stack. You got to understand the foundations. You have to understand what boundaries you can cross and what really works for you. Arthur Norris says, do you limit your caffeine intake to 300 to 400 plus pre-workout, or 300 to 400 in total? Yeah, okay, I can answer that. And guys, I think that everybody should be conscious of their caffeine intake. If you're not, then wherever you're buying coffee, even look at your coffee blend and like look up how much caffeine you're getting, because this is important to know. You don't want to take too much of it, and at the same time, you want to get the benefits of caffeine. So to answer your question, I'm not ever, maybe sometimes, exceeding 400 milligrams of caffeine. It usually looks like 300, 350 milligrams. So my pre-workout generally will have 300 milligrams of caffeine. And then on top of that, I'll have 1 pill of caffeine, L-Theanine, or I'll have like a nice green tea. I like Japanese sencha or some sort of tea which has caffeine. Right now I'm sipping on some just decaffeinated green tea because it's a nice appetite suppressant. There's no caffeine in this though, no. But at night, you guys, you want to talk about weight loss, and I'm going through a cutting cycle right now. Well, I mean, I'm pretty much like leaned out pretty nicely, but I'm feeling bloated because I had a nice cheat day the other day. Green tea right before bed, really good appetite suppression. Would highly recommend it. Here, the government of Ontario in Canada says to not exceed 400 milligrams of caffeine, and I would agree with that. And that's the kind of what I had in my mind. So I think they said that. When it comes to caffeine, though, a pre-workout is generally going to have 200 to 300 milligrams. That's the most common. I would recommend you can take a little bit more if you're on a calorie deficit. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're eating less, then naturally your energy levels are going to be a bit low. So you can get away with taking a little bit more caffeine. But if you're somebody that's already in an energetic state, maybe you're not in a calorie deficit, you're eating well, you're having a pre-workout meal. I mean, I think you're good enough taking 200 milligrams of caffeine. That should be enough, especially if you combine it with L-Tyrosine, because you take too much caffeine and then the bad things stop and then the bad things happen. We're talking about just general, like, you want to talk about building new brain cells and making new connections, neuroplasticity, all that stuff, which I have in a video. Stimulants are going to prevent that. So to the best of your ability, make your nootropics work in a fashion that maximizes the effects of stimulants. So you can have less stimulants and be your best self, and just use stimulants very strategically. Animesh says, does ashwagandha and Bacopa make me unmotivated? Anything else? Oh, no, sorry. That was not a question. He says, ashwagandha and Bacopa make me unmotivated. Anything else for a memory boost? Yeah, Jinko people see good results for, and I think really Piracetam is the best thing out there. Piracetam and alpha GPC, really good benefits on that. Paz123, any tip to remove boredom when studying? Shout out to my elder brother who said he told me one day to fake an interest. And then I just thought, okay, what if I was interested in this material? No, focus more about the end result, right? And you want to use nootropics that are really going to work on your dopamine receptors to help you understand the reward. Like, just keep in mind the reward of you studying is so important that the studying doesn't even matter, right? It's just part of the process. It's part of the schedule. It takes 21 days to build a good habit. Get a good habit in place. Get some accountability. Tell your parents, hey, if I study the whole day, will you make chicken biryani? Maybe they'll do it. Get some accountability. And everybody has goof off time. Everybody's wasting a lot of time. I'd really look at the numbers, guys. Count your minutes and the days. Just count your minutes every day and pay attention to your schedule, and that'll take care of the rest. The years will take care of themselves. Paz, as far as if you're looking for a supplement, I think Pramiracetam really helps me the most with boring work. Pramiracetam specifically, I'm just able to do these like monotonous, boring tasks in a very repetitive fashion and feel very focused. But my emotions are somewhat suppressed, which is why it's probably not ideal. Most of pre-workout supplements work as synthetic nootropics. Yeah, unfortunately, but they're okay. They just may have some artificial flavors on them. How do you find lion's mane and L-Theanine affect your meditation practice? I've been combining the two before meditation sessions, and the results have been insane, dude. That's a good question. I've tried it a few times, and really, from my experience, the best meditations I get are from no nootropics. So that's when I can tell them working, because nootropics are going to get you in some sort of altered state to begin with, and you're in an altered state. So what's the point? It's almost like a break in itself. Whereas if I have my meditation, then I'm going into the meditation and I know that at the end of the meditation, my state and how I feel then is a good barometer just in how effective the meditation was. But if I'm taking things like nicotine, I used to have a practice that I would spray a few times, do my mindfulness meditation, and then come out of it. But whatever works for you. I mean, if you're doing it first thing in the morning, then I wouldn't recommend it. But if that works well for you, then good stuff. Hey, Mike, would you make a video on lemon balm? Yeah, that's to come. If I hear it asked more about, then for sure. What dosage for choline by tartrate and when? Man, as much as you want, because choline by tartrate is not going to do much. I'd recommend CDP choline, like 200 to 300 milligrams of that, or alpha GPC 2 to 3 times a day. Choline by Tartrate, from wherever you get it, just follow the instructions. Just follow whatever is on the supplement. Wow, you are live now. Hi. Huperzine A and 5-HTP, which one do you prefer mostly? 5-HTP because I can notice it working. 5-HTP, you'll get an immediate mood boost. It will suppress your appetite to some extent. You could just simply tell it's working. Guys, we have 40 people up in here. Don't mind, just scroll down, give it a like. Gently tap the like button, or you can press it hard. It's up to you. Is keto really that great for the brain? Yes. Yeah. I think if guys, if ask your close friends. For most of you, you should have had 1 or 2 friends that have gone through the keto diet, and just ask them, what was the number one thing that surprised you about the keto diet? And you'll hear it, because my brain just opened up in so many different ways when I was on keto. And I would recommend just everybody checks it out, because if anything, you'll have a much deeper understanding of nutrition and how your brain generally is when you run off glucose versus fats, also known as ketones. When your brain is on ketosis, then you're in a better mood. You can suppress your appetite better. I mean, you can fast easily. With keto, you can just fast for 8 to 10 hours just like that. You want to, all of a sudden, you're inclined to try like a 1-day fast. There are people that don't respond that well to it. And of course, given that carbs are everywhere, you can't ignore it. It's hard to participate in social functions. So thanks to what's going on right now and social distancing and such, maybe keto is a good thing to try, right? So what you can expect is what they call the keto flu, where you get brain fog for the first couple of weeks, and then you get like an adaptation phase where your brain stops running off of sugars, glucose, more into fats. And you should lose weight just generally from the appetite suppression. But keto gets damn boring. I mean, like the foods you eat, bacon, cheese, fatty meats, you have to watch your protein too. You can't even go too high on protein. And I like eating volume. Like I want a big bowl of something, which is hard to do with keto because it's fats. It's like, it's all going to be small at the end of the day. Think about cheese. You can have 100 calories of cheese, or you can have like a bowl full of oatmeal, right? So get used to having your meals done in 20 minutes, but it's pretty cool just knowing what you can get away with. And my parents lost really good weight with keto, although there's not a lot of research showing the long-term benefits when it comes to keto. So I would not recommend everybody takes it. Just to speak to your GP, and it can do good things in some people's blood markers, but I've seen bad results too. I've seen cholesterol actually go up with some people. All amino acids combination. Vibav, I'm not sure if I understand your question. Are L-Carnitine and L-Tyrosine good for long-term health? I would say if your protein intake is low, then it's actually a good thing. Bro, WhatsApp number. Yo, Little Daily, no matter how many times you ask me my WhatsApp number, I don't know why you want it so badly. In fact, if you have it, I'm probably just going to delete my WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a horribly bad battery drainer, just so you all know. ASDFGH123, what does L-phenylalanine do? Think of it like a milder version of L-Tyrosine. It's a focus enhancer, works on dopamine, gets you somewhat stimulated. It's very subtle, but there's some interesting, you could say, experiences out there you'll read where people experience this like kind of euphoric feeling where you get your insights, you're really excited about life. And that's what so is when you mix L-phenylalanine with caffeine. I made a mistake and I bought the stuff in powder. It tastes really bad, so I'm not been taking it too much. Johnny says that they lost hair because of using creatine. Well, I mean, at least you learned. I think just shave it off, if anything, or don't do anything silly. But good thing that you noticed that. Does rhodiola rosea work better than alpha GPC for energy? If you're experiencing a lot of stress during the day, I would say yes. Because alpha GPC, it's more like just a mental energy, whereas rhodiola, you should get like a physical pick-me-up. And Johnny, I don't know if this happens to everyone. No, creatine and hair loss is a real thing. I don't think there's that much science on it. I think I've come across a couple studies, but given that it's talked about means that there's likely more people like you. So just browse it into Google and you should probably have some luck. I ordered some Modafinil. Any other recommendations for my stack? Lieutenant Dan, watch that video on the limitless nootropic stack, because that stack is sort of based around modafinil. Wow, we have 44 people up in here. I think that's a record. Maybe we got 40. So I appreciate all of you. That's cool. Why don't you like Jinko Biloba that much? I already answered that question above. I apologize. Just watch 15-20 minutes back. I'll leave this video on. Do you take NAC? According to some research, NAC is the most important for the brain. Yeah, it's good for immunity, good for general health. Do I use it? Not anymore, really. NAC, just a really interesting nootropic. If you want to talk about OCD, bad habits, getting over and changing bad patterns of thinking, then you can say NAC is a really good nootropic. That's where it's shown some promise, and that's where some people have had some pretty life-changing experiences, and I mean it. With me, if I noticed anything, I think I was more likely to stick to a routine, just general practices in the day, whether it was wake up at this time, sleep at this time, do this at this time. You know, you feel more structured and you feel sort of less adventurous in a good way. A new sub here. And Animesh, you are not a new sub, but that is a nice way to pre-frame your question, like I'm going to treat more attention to it. Maybe you are. Maybe it's just somebody else I'm thinking of. Can you recommend any stack for studying 12 to 14 hours a day? I need to study for 12 hours for around 50 days. Animesh, I actually made a video on nootropics for studying. Look that up on YouTube, nootropics for studying. It's the first video it should show up because we got it ranked. Thanks to everybody here. And I appreciate you all watching the videos, giving it support, giving it a like, because that's what helps it be first. And this channel is growing. It grew pretty damn fast. And then this long weekend seemed to, we have a long weekend here in North America. Canada has Monday off, so tomorrow off. I think the US has it off as well. I'm still working. I would recommend you still work too. What else do we have to do? Does modafinil cause damage to the liver? That's a yes, although you have to just weigh the pros and the cons and to what extent it does. Ashwagandha makes me lethargic. Why? Is it because of dosage? I used to take, yeah, lower the dosage because ashwagandha, it can make you somewhat irritable. This is a real thing. And it could just be the actual type you're taking. So that's why I like KSM 66. I don't think you can really go wrong with KSM 66. With ashwagandha, though, it may be such that you're taking the root powder instead of the extract, or you may be combining it with something with black powder, black pepper, because a lot of these ashwagandha supplements are such that there's ashwagandha paired with black pepper. Not ideal. Do you like Nescafe's black coffee? I don't remember. I haven't had coffee in a while, actually. It's been a few months. I stopped drinking coffee just because I prefer having, that was like a bad smile. I prefer having white teeth. But I actually like the McDonald's coffee. Just cognitively speaking, I function better with that versus Starbucks, Tim Hortons, or we have. And then it just struck me like McDonald's definitely does some things in their coffee. There's other stimulants they have there. There's more than just caffeine for sure, without question. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I would recommend it. I got so much done with McDonald's coffee. Sometimes I have pain under the right lung. Why is it so after modafinil? Advice, bro. I would recommend you actually try it like a half dose in the morning and then a half dose in the early afternoon instead of just once in the morning then. Because that's a real thing. Can you survive on 60 days of protein and about 500 calories a day for 2 weeks and function properly? I'm tired of this stupid fat. We need to get on a call because I'm not letting anybody go 500 calories for 2 weeks straight. Please don't do that. That's just crazy. Best. And by the way, if you were going to eat 500 calories a day for 2 weeks and you want to lose fat, you're better off just taking as much protein as you can, because if you don't, then you're going to lose you're going to lose muscle basically. There's something out there called the PSMF, the protein sparing modified fast. And it's like all you're eating is protein for about a week. And what so is because you're just eating protein, you're able to keep your muscle. Because here's the thing, when you're in a calorie deficit, your body is going to eat fuel from somewhere. So why would you want it to eat away your protein? You don't. So you need to replenish your protein. At least you can keep your muscle, because if not, you're going to lose a lot of weight in those 2 weeks, but likely you're going to lose a lot of muscle. And when you lose muscle, you're setting yourself up to be in a state where you can very easily gain weight afterwards because you're messing up your metabolism. So keep that in mind always. You're not just trying to lose weight. You're trying to really just better improve your body composition, right? They call it body recomposition, excuse me. Best nootropic for ADHD. Lion's mane work really well. And what else? ADHD. N-acetyl, yeah, I would say NAC actually did work well for ADHD. And meditation. I use olive leaf daily. Okay, very cool. What do you think about methylphenephrine? I don't know much about it. Phenibut for social anxiety, but don't take it every day. Take it maybe every 3 days. Do never get addicted to this stuff. Yeah, good point. Good point. Lieutenant Dan says, Mama says life is like a box of nootropics. You never know what you're going to get. That's funny. But the boxes of chocolates that I'm getting, I know what I'm getting. It's going to be dark. Agree with taking lion's mane for social anxiety. Yeah. Do you think that spicy foods that boost adrenaline and make you sweat are exhausting the adrenal glands? Because I feel amazing on super spicy chips. It's that there's a thermogenic effect, and thermogenesis in general is going to make you have a better mood. In most cases, it's going to ramp up your metabolism just slightly. I wouldn't say so. I think your mood being better as a result of eating the super spicy chips probably isn't the actual spice. It's probably just they could have like trace amount of sugar in there, and as a result of having like a little bit of sugar, you're going to get a better mood. Tell us a little bit more about what interacts good with modafinil or other nootropics as a warning. Okay. Yeah, Little Daily, thank you for that. I can pay attention. Oh my gosh, I just lost where I was. So I'm at the bottom. Who do we have in here? Fardeen, Stay Down, Little Daily, The Extremable Flammable, Ryan Gowing, Xavier is up in here. Kala Devi, John is up in here. ASDFGH123, Lion's Mane, LD. Oh my gosh, we have so many questions. I gotta just run through. Dougal Sahab, are you from India? What a funny guy. 4 to 5 egg yolks. Oh my gosh. Okay. Prince 2132, John. I think I haven't answered your question yet. Oh my gosh, we got Fallon's Fox up in here. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's crazy. Okay, here we go. How old were you when you started taking nootropics, and why did you start? If you consider caffeine, probably 17 or 18. No, even younger than that. The way I first started taking nootropics was I was probably 15 or 16, and I tried a pre-workout product called Super Pump 250, which had L-Tyrosine, caffeine, creatine, a bunch of stuff, vitamin B. And I noticed not only was my workout better, but my whole day was better. Just better grades. I was more focused. And then I looked at that product and I just deconstructed it. And I found like, these supplements are actually doing something. And then I bought them one by one. And then when you look at the racetams and like further nootropics, I would think when I was maybe 19, I first tried piracetam and centrophenoxine off of a friend's recommendation. We were studying in a very, very hard school, which I still don't know how I was able to study at. And yeah, modafinil plus alcohol, you can give the police smart comebacks when they stop you. That is so funny. Modafinil won't really help you have smart comebacks. It'll make you have too much wit that you may actually get on the police's bad side. With police, just make them right, make them right and use your track record. Plus, drive a nice car. When you drive a nice car, police don't really stop you. They just stop you and say, nice car. Hey, do they put fluoride in the water in Canada? What's your opinion on adding fluoride in the water? Yeah, I'm all for the no fluoride. They do add fluoride to the water here. However, that's unfortunately why I get bottled water, or I just attention to that. I pay attention to that. I don't really use my filter too much because they're not taking too much of the fluoride out of there. Bro, make a WhatsApp group in which people share their stacks and their combos. That's a nice idea. Is a 4 egg yolk completes this choline source? Yes. Do you experiment with room fragrances? Smells are so impactful. ASDFGH123. Go like 20 minutes into the live stream when it finishes, because that is what I was talking about. Using this. This is one that I'm trying now. It's Elevate. This is a particular smell, like fragrance. And Natural Wellness. It's an energizing. So this one's for energy. It's called Elevate. And then this is one for sleep, Peaceful Slumber. I'm using one right now actually for stress, and it's pretty damn cool. When do you take L-Theanine? I take it with stimulants. So the more stimulants I take, the more L-Theanine I'm using. Weeby says, I try racetam stack for a week, but suddenly the effects seem decreased. Is this normal? If it's stuff like oxyracetam, maybe pramiracetam, then yes. Hey, what's your experience with TRT, and how often do you take phenylpiracetam breaks in between? My experience with TRT was that, man, this stuff works. Like taking test is just the best nootropic out there. We're talking about sleeping less, more excitement in the day, no ups and downs, because you want to talk about seeing the brighter side of things. You're seeing like things way brighter. Just everything's brighter, more energy, more optimism. You're somewhat irrational and you are hot tempered. So for that reason, I think it's better you stay off of it. I was very, very short tempered when I was taking it, for sure. Aren't you worried about, M says, aren't you worried about the long-term effects of your nootropics use? Not really, because I'm already crazy. I don't have much to lose. Do you ever get blood work done by a physician? Yes, often, because I have one med that I do take is Cytomel for just a bump in T3 levels. Guys, we got 48 people here, but not enough likes. Don't mind, just gently click the like button. Use this if you're using an iPad. If not, just gently, or maybe not gentle. Don't mind just clicking that like button. Bro, I mix black tea beans with ashwagandha. Okay, there's no question there. Do you think phenibut is better than Xanax? No, Xanax, very powerful stuff. Don't recommend it at all. Also, what are your thoughts on phenibut boosting growth hormone, which means it boosts muscle mass when exercising? I know what you mean with growth hormone. It's actually a hormone to help you lose fat, build muscle, better sleep, better general well-being. I didn't know that phenibut does that. I've not really seen any research that backs that, quite honestly. Yeah, man, please tell us about a stack for 15-hour workday. Yeah, already done that. John, what is your experience with beta-alanine? The studies are such that beta-alanine should be, first of all, where people go wrong with beta-alanine is they don't take enough of it. So take the proper dosage, firstly, with beta-alanine. And most of the research actually shows that taking it twice a day is where you're going to really see the benefits. So if anything, it's similar to creatine. You should notice a little bit of an energy boost. Nothing too crazy, though. Why even small L-Car I seem to get afternoon depression? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably something with your diet or something you're taking it with. I'm not that crazy about L-Car, though. So take L-Car with something else. Take it with some L-phenylalanine. Take it with some tyrosine, perhaps some rhodiola. Johnny says, what's something to take to calm me down but keep me awake? Because L-theanine makes me calm, but it makes me really tired. Then you're going to have to combine things. Like I would recommend, combine theanine with coffee, right? Or caffeine, or just take like a green tea caffeinated one, like a high caffeinated one. You should be good. Or alternatively, take ashwagandha with caffeine, or take ashwagandha with something stimulating. Does one of the rastams give you a mood boost? Anurastam gives me a really good mood boost, and then phenylprastam. Oh, by the way, I didn't answer that other person's question with phenylprastam. How often I use it? When I'm sleep deprived, I'm usually using phenylprastam these days. That's when I like it most. Phenylprastam, I think it's more effective than modafinil in a lot of ways, for me anyway, when I'm sleep deprived. It wouldn't be more than like 3-4 times a week. Just because I'm really fighting with this, actually, because with phenylprastam, everything goes well until I have a meeting. Then I have a meeting, I can't connect with them. Like I need to build like a deep connection in some cases where people can like trust me to tell me anything. That's my industry and that's my work. But with phenylprastam and modafinil, I get kind of hot. I get kind of impatient. So that's why I'm avoiding it. Did you try fasorastam for sleep? No, I've never used it for sleep, but in general, I've tried it. It didn't do too much for me. Kala, does 4 egg yolks complement the CDP or alpha GPC? You just can't really go wrong with egg yolks. I don't think there's anything wrong with having too many. Don't be extreme with that. I have tried taking like a lot of egg yolks when I was on the keto diet. I was taking out the whites and just eating the yolks. Similar to fish oil, you may actually have a lot of nosebleeds because of just blood thinning. So be careful about that. But overall, I mean, you can't really go wrong with egg yolks. I think it's one of the best nutrients out there, especially for those of you who are maybe low on your fats. For long durations, like 14 hours, what is your recommendation for high alertness and clarity with a good endurance level throughout the day? I feel sometimes you're really good in this information, my mentor. Thank you for that compliment. In that video, Nootropics for Studying, I recommended a particular stack, which did work well for me when I was studying, specifically when you're taking breaks. So every 3 hours or 4 hours, that's when you want to use rejuvenating nootropics, not nootropics that are naturally going to make you like more creative or more focused, but just help you to fight off fatigue. We're talking like kind of treat the day like a blank canvas. So rhodiola rosea, 300 milligrams. I really like that. I like ashwagandha, 300 milligrams. And I really like Bacopa. I think Bacopa is one of the best things out there for students, just taking a break and your memory's really on point, like learning retention's up. I find myself just in a better state. What about theacrine? Arthur Noros. I'm not that fond of theacrine. I would rather have caffeine myself. Long-lasting focus enhancers. Can't think of anything besides phenylprastam and modafinil, really. Yeah. Are the things you can't take with modafinil? Yeah, stimulants, anything which is going to be thermogenic, it's going to like raise your heart rate. I would just be aware. I take ginseng and mura before gym. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, if you're asking me the same question 4 or 5 times, I'm still going to answer it. It's kind of slowing me down. If you don't mind, just keep it there once. I will get to it. You have my word. I'm observing. Vibab says, I'm observing you now that you're quickly recalling all the information within a fraction of a second. That's really cool because most of people act as, oh yeah, and they forget questions. Vibab, really, that's just practice, because what's so is, if you just practice the art of being sharp on your feet and really challenging your mind in a lot of different ways, just don't be somebody who's always behind books or always behind a screen. You have to really challenge yourself, put yourself in uncomfortable scenarios, and get a lot of coaching, get constructive criticism, talk to a lot of people, and make it your intention just to fake confidence. When you just envision yourself as the person that is like the most confident person out there and just fake it till you make it, then these things kind of just happen by themselves. Because I'm like that a lot of time where I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, or I'm just stalling to make time, but I've been confronted on it. So now I've learned from that, and thank you for the compliment because it shows I'm making some progress. Which nootropics gives a long-lasting focus but not racetams? Go with some L-Tyrosine and some caffeine. What do you think about taking nootropics every day? That's what I do. Nothing wrong with that. What's your opinion on Nuvigil? Nuvigil, I like more than modafinil for a lot of different ways. When I was studying, I liked Nuvigil more because I was better at napping, whereas I find modafinil, I'm just a better multitasker. Nuvigil can just make you kind of all around more like a better functioning person. But I just noticed that with modafinil, you get the mood boost to be in a state where you can kind of have this optimism, go about planning things, and look at things kind of more long term, right? Phenylprastam plus with Nuvigil, I found that I was very tempted. I've never talked about this, but with Nuvigil, also known as armodafinil, I was very tempted to just eat very unhealthy foods. Like I gained weight when I was using Nuvigil a lot, and I have no idea why. Maybe it was just affecting my sleep, and then when you don't sleep properly, your ghrelin goes up. Look up that hormone, GHRELIN. For those of you who want to lose weight and you're having trouble with it, I would really recommend you look into that and understand it, and then that should actually help you a lot on your weight loss journey. Phenylprastam or aniracetam for productivity, that would be phenylprastam. And how much choline should you take? Take alpha GPC, 200 milligrams. And guys, I'm going to go through these questions super fast now because I got to hop off. Have you used L-tryptophan? Yes, you should get a mood boost, and it should somewhat prolong the effects of stimulants. So if you're going to use stimulants like caffeine, then take it with your L-tryptophan, and yeah, be really good stuff for a good mood. Nootropics to suppress self-judgment, doubts, and be fearless moving forward. Watch that video I've made on 3 nootropics to live life fearlessly. What's a good nootropic to improve social anxiety for like conferences? I mentioned that before. Ashwagandha and lion's mane are very good ones. Did you try? Okay, yeah, I love your videos. I bought 5 different nootropics just because of you. Cool. David Jones, let me know which 5 did you buy? Which 5 have I bought? I bought Tonkat Aldi, which I'll talk about. I bought Lemon Balm. What else? I bought some more Piracetam, and I bought Aniracetam too. I think that was 4. What's your personal Aniracetam dose? 300 milligrams twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. Bacopa, Piracetam, caffeine, and L-Theanine for studying. Is it enough? Oh my gosh. Are you spamming questions? This is crazy. Man, this spamming questions is not going to make me more likely to answer. Is it okay to combine multiple racetams and Nupep? Yes, because Nupep serves a different role than the racetams do. Nupep is very short lasting. It'll last for 2 to 3 hours, and you'll get this subtle effect of like mood boost, productivity, just being in the zone. That's like you should be able to tell Nupep working just like that. Share Instagram. Yeah, my Instagram is just search up the Nootropic Reviewer. Hey, Joshua says, hey, I posted a comment on one of your Alpha Brain videos. I'll check out that comment for sure. Bacopa Piracetam, going to such extreme deficits will make your metabolism slow down. Yeah, cool, I agree with that. Alpha lipoic acid, when is the right time of the day to take it, and how much milligrams per day? You can actually go pretty high with the stuff. You don't have to go like 100 milligrams, but if you want, it's pretty inexpensive actually. It's nothing wrong with that. You can go like 300, 400 milligrams, take it 20 minutes before a meal or 10 minutes before a meal just to avoid like this abnormal kind of reflux you get if you take it at the same time. So when you take it, it doesn't matter too much. Just primarily with your biggest meals, it's important. So with your big meal, you want to make sure you're taking alpha lipoic acid or like apple cider vinegar, especially if you're somebody that's diabetic or you have issues with your blood sugar. It'll help you with your insulin sensitivity. Make your insulin sensitivity go up. I am new to nootropic. 1 second. Oh my gosh, I lost. Yo, Kala, you got to stop spamming this thing, man. I don't want to ban you, but you're really tempting me here because we got to be fair to everyone. I'm new to nootropics and I ordered lion's mane and alpha GPC. Do you think that's okay? Yeah, just be be strategic about it. Make sure you don't miss a dose. Stay consistent. You should be good. Could L-Theanine affect my sleep? Yes, in a positive way, which is good. What are your thoughts on using phenibut for a pre-workout to build muscle mass? I wouldn't use phenibut pre-workout because phenibut can make you like wobbly, if you know what I mean. Like you guys take a high dose of phenibut, you should like notice you'll be somewhat losing your balance, just feeling loose. Like don't drive with the stuff. So I would not be pushing around heavy weights taking phenibut. That's my experience with it. What nootropics are you using right now? Too many to list. They're in the Patreon thing. Sorry about that. Can you suggest a great stack for the week? Oh my gosh, what a question. Sorry, man. This is, you guys, you're giving me some hard questions, man. How do you get TRT? You actually have to test low with your blood work so you can get the TRT. I can't tell you how that happens. But generally, if you like lean out enough, I think the way I got on TRT was I was maybe like 7% body fat or 8% body fat. But then keep in mind, I'm naturally somebody who's like just fat, like 20%, 22% body fat. And that's when I got TRT because my blood work just showed. And I told my doc like several times, I'm like, yo, I definitely need something because my T levels are way low. Like my mood was bad. My like libido was bad, if you know what I mean. But I was also just like, let me see if I have some pictures. I don't know if you can see that, but like I had veins everywhere, right? So I was like 7% body fat, and what was the TRT was pretty damn easy to get when when the blood work just kind of shows it for itself. Do you think lion's mane and alpha GPC are a good start for focus? Yeah, I wouldn't really think it's the best stack for studying though. Nootropics that help for quicker thinking. That would be Nupep is really good. Nupep, Pramaracetam, the Racetams are really good for that. Avoid the adaptogens if you're looking just to be quicker thinking, sharper on your feet for sure. And yeah, you know, quicker thinking, dude, you just gotta like, you really have to find like stressful work. Just, you gotta get your teeth kicked in. There's a saying, go through a lot of crap, like a lot, just be challenging, make it your intention, just fail like hard every day, like a lot of rejection, just build thick skin. You'll be sharp. Can you explain your personal difference between Ardeville and Wakelard? I don't know actually much about those substances. I apologize. Which would be better for sleep, kava or valerian root? I like valerian root just because with kava, I've kind of can do some other things with anxiety, whereas valerian root is just very relaxing. Have you tried vaporizers? No, maybe I have when I was very young. I don't remember. Is Siberian Eulethero something you've tried before? Oh, that sounds familiar. I'm not going to say yes, but I believe I have. Do you think using caffeine and L-Tyrosine on alternating days for 5 days is doable? Yeah, of course it's doable. Nothing wrong with that. In terms of avoiding withdrawal, or in what context? I don't really understand. Just clarify that. In terms of avoiding withdrawal, yeah. I mean, do you experience withdrawals from caffeine? Because caffeine is such, you shouldn't really be building much of a tolerance to in the first place. What would you say is the difference between the effects comparing Adderall to Modafinil? Which one do you like better? Adderall, it's like you're electrocuting your brain, whereas with Modafinil, it's like you're just kind of turning on a light switch. If that, I don't know. It's like with Adderall, you're just stimulated. You're not your normal self. Like you're in this state of stress, anxiety. Just you're crazy, man. You're energetic. Whereas Modafinil, it's like a gentle push. Which do I like better? I've never tried Adderall, but to know what to expect from it, I would like Modafinil more because you don't feel the side effects as severe. You don't have withdrawals afterwards. Whereas with Adderall, it's just such an up, and what goes up goes down. Nootropics for understanding quantum mechanics. The math is not hard, but a complex subject. Then you look at lion's mane, you look at pramrastam, look at parastam, and look at choline for sure. Nootropics for confidence and focus. Again, watch that video, 3 nootropics to help with 3 nootropics to live life fearlessly. What is the best herb / supplement to treat severe social anxiety and severe anxiety in general? I've researched lavender, ashwagandha. Okay, cool. Have you tried any of those, Valerian? I would say ashwagandha is good. Bacopa is really good too. Is Noopept safe in the long term if I run it 2 times a week? Oh yeah, without question. I've used Noopept for a long time, 4 or 5 months, every single day, sometimes too high of a dose. And all that I noticed was, honestly, I made better money, got way more work in. Maybe it desensitized my receptors to some extent that I needed more Noopept, but nothing really bad happened out of it for sure. What would you recommend? Ginseng, Panax, and ashwagandha is the same thing? No, not at all. With ashwagandha, we're looking at something which is going to keep you calm. With ginseng, though, it's stimulating. You're like aroused, you're alert. So I don't like it for that reason. Shay Glizzy, what would you recommend for a Concerta crash? Rhodiola, rosea, L-Tyrosine, and vitamin B, 2 to 3 times a day. Drink a lot of water for sure. Come on, guys. Thank you. Congrats for 10K in advance. We'll be there by middle of October, hopefully. And thanks for that. I appreciate that. Since caffeine effects will numb out after a certain time, right? To avoid cycling the nootropics is a better way to put it. Evan, yes, in theory, just do what's best for you. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't build a tolerance to caffeine, myself being one of them. I mean, I can still take 100 milligrams of caffeine and I'll feel just as good as, and the same way I responded to caffeine like a year ago. So maybe I'm just an odd one there, but that's just me. Hey man, my phone died. I don't know if you answered my question. What's the best stack you recommend for motivation? I will answer that because I don't even think I saw the question. Best stack for motivation. I don't know about a particular stack, but for motivation, look at tyrosine, look at parastam. I think the rastams really made a big difference because the adaptogens and the other nootropics, they'll more so help you to manage stress. They'll help you to fight fatigue. They'll help you be relaxed. They'll help you with anxiety. But like motivation, energy, focus, concentration, look at that video I made on nootropics I used to double my income. I think you'll find that somewhat informative. Shay says, okay, cool. Yeah, Mo Blaster, I already answered that. All right, cool, guys, and that's a wrap. I appreciate you all being here, and be sure to just share this information with anyone else you may find it helpful. If you learned anything from this video, then do comment when I post it. Let us know what your gold nugget was, and if we get everyone contributing with their one takeaway, that'll be good. Guys, I'd invite you to just ask yourself, what was one takeaway from this video? Just make it your intention every video, have one takeaway, because if you go ahead and you watch a 10-minute video, but you're not coming out with something to execute on or some sort of idea or thought that you could ponder upon, then it's just time wasted. So enjoy the rest of your long weekend, guys, and I'll look forward to seeing you all on my next video on my live stream. Take care. Have a good night. Cheers. Bye.